The notice requirements provided in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given in the new schedule of meetings of the Spotswood Borough Council on December 27, 2017. The new schedule was transmitted to the Home News Tribune and Sentinel. It was filed with the clerk of the Borough of Spotswood and posted in the municipal building located at 77 Summerhill Road, Spotswood, New Jersey.
I'm going to salute the flag.
Oh, yes. So we're going to have a moment of silence, and then after the salute to the flag, and I would just ask you to keep in the prayers the Lagakis family who recently lost their dad. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Councilman Stolen?
Here.
Councilman Ritchie? Councilman Melillo?
Yeah.
Councilman Rivera?
Here.
Council President Rhodes?
Here.
Mayor Sealy?
Here.
I would just like to mention that Ted Ritchie will not be here today. He's recovering from surgery.
Okay, I removed the minutes from the meeting because I didn't have enough time to get them to you, so they'll be on our next meeting.
Okay, thank you, Pat. We've had some celebrities in the audience tonight. I'd like to introduce to the crowd Linda Greenstein, Senator, Daniel Benson, and Wayne D'Angelo, both assemblymen. They represent us in the legislature. That's right. They deserve a round of applause. And we have invited them tonight. We actually have food and drink here in the council chambers to celebrate their acquisition of a $2.5 million grant for us to renovate our lake. And this is a project that was long sought after. And Mayor Sealy, would you like to make a few comments?
Sure I would.
Okay.
What I'm going to get up and do. I would ask you to join me. Camera mode.
You want the mic?
Face the audience. These guys already know who you are. I don't need that.
No? Okay.
Most residents have known we've been looking for years for a way to help remediate our lake. As time went on, it just seemed to get worse and worse, and we thought it was falling upon deaf ears. Well, about 2 years ago, a little under 2 years ago, I started talking to Senator Greenstein, Assemblyman, looking for help. And they looked back at me and said, well, what are we going to do? And we started a project ourselves with a little bit of grant money we had. They came down to visit us while we were doing this. When they saw this, they took it upon themselves to start their own little mission. And with that mission came the fruition of $2.5 million to help us get this project started. We are gratefully appreciative to that as a borough.
Absolutely.
And if you mind, I'd like to read the proclamation. Please. Whereas Bow Lake, formerly known as Spotswood Lake, was formed by the Native Indians prior to the arrival of James Johnston in 1685. The Lenapes have settled in the area, built a dam at the mouth of the Machaponix and Manalapan Brooks, providing a ready water supply for subsequent settlers and the various mills for which Spotswood became known. And whereas in the following years, in 1908, the incorporation of the Borough of Spotswood became a summer vacation spot, as well as visitors as well as residents enjoyed the lake as a source of recreation, with activities which included boating, swimming, fishing. And whereas the borough purchased the lake in 1930, Federal Work Projects Administration initiated a major improvement project, including dredging the lake, constructing a new concrete dam, in which floodgates were added to control seasonal flooding. Whereas subsequent decades saw a marked decline in the fortunes of the Bow Lake, both as a beauty and recreation spot as well as environmentally, due to the buildup of silt and sediment over the years. This has negatively impacted the aesthetic appeal of the lake and increased the potential for flooding during major storms, and proven to disastrous effect during and after the Hurricane Irene in 2011. Whereas an appeal was made to Senator Linda Greenstein, Assemblyman Daniel Benson, and Assemblyman Wayne D'Angelo, was answered by a personal visit to the shores of DeVoe Lake on May 3rd, 2018, to discuss the issue with borough officials. A meeting also attended by representatives from New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection and the Middlesex County Department Deputy OEM Coordinator. Whereas through the efforts of our Senator and Assemblyman, DeVoe Lake will be receiving a $2.5 million grant from the Department of Environmental Protection, which will be invested in remediation and the restoration of our lake. Not only environmentally, but also as a recreational centerpiece for our borough. Now therefore it be resolved that I, Ed Seeley, Mayor of the Borough of Spotswood, together with our governing body and on behalf of our residents, do hereby proclaim and extend our sincere appreciation to Senator Linda Greenstein, Assemblyman Daniel Benson, and Assemblyman Wayne D'Angelo for their successful efforts in securing this grant for the Borough of Spotswood. Sign myself, Ed Seeley.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We are so appreciative of all of your efforts. We know that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
There's cupcakes
Best thing
and coffee.
Thank you. Long time no see.
Thank you, Linda.
It's great.
So,
I'm only staying for now.
I guess what I'd like to say is that whenever I heard the word Spotswood, as soon as Spotswood got into our district in the year 2011, whenever I heard the word Spotswood, I heard DeVoe Lake, Lake DeVoe, either direction. And that was the main project that the town cared about. And the real reason is that it really is the center of the town. I appreciated that even more when we went down to visit the lake that day. When you have something as beautiful as that lake in a town, it becomes the center of the town. And the history, the geography, all of that is a major part of this town, the history of the town.
Right.
So there was nothing we could do to help Spotswood but try to get some help for the lake. And it all came together for us in this wonderful budget. I say wonderful because we did get a couple of successes in there. And of all of our towns, the only one of our towns that actually got a grant, and we requested several, was this one. So I was just thrilled because I feel really, even without the project being done yet, I feel a sense of accomplishment that we've been able to get this far, and hopefully we'll get right to the end and actually be there to see the ribbon cutting. So I look forward to that, and I do want to say that the mayor has been a major booster for this. I mean, I've heard from council people too. The mayor, as all mayors should be, was at the head of that. It's so important to him to do this for the town, and that really pushed me forward and my colleagues as well. So thank you all for all your input, and I look forward to seeing the successful project. Thank you.
Council members, do you have comments? Jose? John?
Well, I campaigned on this here. I had a brochure about the lake. The mayor knows it, and so does everybody. A lot of other people know it. And the senator
And
knows
you
it.
did. You called, and you were very...
I bothered people, I bothered your office, I bothered a lot of, I did. I ran on that.
Yeah.
And I really, as far as I'm concerned, I really appreciate it. I mean, very much. It's well deserved, needed, without a doubt. After, if it's 40 years or whatever it is, 40, 50 years. Because that thing on Lake will be, it'll continue. So as far as I'm concerned, deep in my heart, very appreciated. I'll never forget the trees.
Thank you, sir.
Never.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Council President, if I could just, 30 seconds, just want to kind of say to the council members, the mayor, and administration, and to the public, your local elected officials really put everything together. And what I mean by that is when we get, individuals from municipalities out of 9 district towns that we represent kind of request things. And when the mayor and administration, the council members put forth, this is what it used to look like, this is how it's digressed through time, this is the impact to surrounding municipalities, getting the Middlesex County elected officials on board, it was easy for us to bring this to the state and ascertain monies versus what the other towns have done. So this was a well-organized application plan, and thankfully past 8 years, things have been falling on deaf ears when we request things.
Yeah.
Now we have an ear, and we're able to bring something to fruition. And obviously, the assistance of Senator Dogden over there, it doesn't hurt either. My colleague over there. Thank you very much. This is very humbling.
Yeah, and I'll just
Dan.
add, we often advocate on behalf of our towns, and Spotswood's no different. When they put in applications for local aid, you heard about Department of Transportation aid, and the local, including the staff and the experts that you hire, do such a great job, and that's why you have such a great track record of getting those. And we oftentimes play a small part in doing that advocacy. But when we heard about this issue and we started looking into what monies there were in programs, there were none existing. So
Yeah.
there was no grant money for them to apply to. There was no program that we could advocate that they should get a fair share of that dollars. So this literally was creating a program that did not exist through a line item in this year's budget. So you think of how large the state budget is, we were able to get this line item for Spotswood because of, again, the great proposal that was put together by staff and by working and bringing all the agencies together. And so I think it is, again, a testament to the elected officials here and the professionals in the room. And again, the partnership that we so enjoy with them as your state representatives.
Good.
Very good.
Wait, I just want Kurt.
We
We just got two more
We really
people.
appreciate the effort that the three individuals here put in. I know you made a difference in having this happen. We have a lake in our community. It's fed from upstream, and upstream it reaches as far as Monmouth County. And it is an issue that was beyond our funding capability to deal with, yet it was here in our community, so we had to try to do something. The council has been very forward-thinking, and in the past few years, we did the soil testing, and we prepared the permits. We had everything ready so that you could come along and have this happen. So we really appreciate it, and you've made a difference in our community. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I just want to echo that. I used to swim in that lake when I was a little girl, so I've lived here since '57, and it was a jewel. We ice skated on it, and we swam, and truly it's been in disrepair because of the sediment and silt issues. You can see the weeds growing right up through the water because it's so shallow, and I agree that foresight from the council, and especially the efforts of the mayor in getting your ear, although I see Linda and you all the time at different events in town, the baseball season, and I was always plugging the lake too. So that repetitiveness helps, right? And our professionals, but really organizing the application so that it was money ready. And always, this is a near and dear thing. I think when we started, Kurt, me, and Ed over 12 years ago, this was always at the top of our list, and you've made it, it's like a dream come true, really. It isn't the total package, but we have a start, and I think that's what we needed as a small community to do this. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your efforts on behalf of our residents, and thanks for being here tonight, always representing us well as Senator Dogden. So thank you very much.
I do want to echo what the Assemblyman said about Senator Dogden. I have to end on that note. He's been like a little birdie on my shoulder. The mayor was like the big birdie. He was definitely. He would make little comments here and there, and I said, "I'm working on it. I'm working on it." But all of these different pieces did fall together very nicely.
And
Start calling you Little Bird now.
And for the benefit of our residents who really have come to all of us over the years and said, we need to do something, we need to do something. Now we can say, okay, we can do it now. So thank you again. Let's have another round.
Many thanks, many thanks.
Cookie, right, if I'm starving.
Yes, now you can take the cupcakes and the cookies, and thank you so much. A lot of action tonight.
Okay,
Resolutions under the consent agenda?
yes, I read them already. Now I'm going
Okay.
to have you vote on them. Council President, council members, I'll take a motion to accept the resolution on the consent agenda, resolutions 2018-24 through 2018-29.
Make a motion to pass resolutions?
Second.
Councilman Stolen?
Yes.
Councilman Malillo?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Council President Rhodes?
Yes. We have some proclamations tonight. We've read the one for the recognition of our 14th Legislative District representatives, and now I'd like to ask Jose to talk about National Preparedness Month.
Whereas the Federal Emergency Management Agency has designated September as National Preparedness Month across America. And whereas National Preparedness Month is an opportunity to raise awareness about the importance of emergency preparedness and encourage all Americans to be better prepared in their homes, their communities for emergencies. And whereas Emergency Preparedness Month focuses on families' emergency preparedness and encourages Americans to take simple steps to prepare for emergencies in their homes, businesses, and schools. And whereas Borough of Spotswood, Office of Emergency Management encourages citizens to make a plan for their families, members to take a shelter should a cascade event become imminent, and make plans as to where to meet such family members becomes separated. And whereas the Borough of Spotswood Office of Emergency Management risk assessment includes events that could cause disruption of life support services, citizens, and encourage and help to-go kits and supplies to support each family members and pets for 72 hours, period. Now, whereas it is resolved that I, Ed Seeley, Mayor of Borough of Spotswood, and behalf of the Borough Council and all of the citizens of Spotswood, is recognition of this event to hereby proclaim September as National Preparedness Month and extend appreciation to all of the Office of Emergency Management staff, along with OEM Coordinator Jose Rivera, for their continuous emergency management service to the residents of the Borough of Spotswood, dated August 13, 2018.
Thank you very much, Jose. And I just want to say thank you for being that conscientious emergency management representative. And actually, Jose presented down at the Senior Center about hurricane preparation 2 weeks ago, and a resident called me to tell me what a great job that you and your assistant did down there. So thank you, Jose. Kurt, you want to read the proclamation about childhood cancer?
Sure. Whereas families, caregivers, charities, and research groups across the United States are observing September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month to memorialize the young lives that were taken too soon and honor the survivors who face chronic health challenges. And whereas nationally each year, thousands of children face the battle against cancer with inspiring hope and incredible bravery. And whereas, according to the American Cancer Society, 15,780 children under the age of 21 are diagnosed with cancer every year, and approximately 1/4 of them will not survive the disease. And whereas each year approximately 400 New Jersey residents under the age of 19 are diagnosed with cancer, and roughly 53 lives are lost. And whereas although survivor rates for many childhood cancers have risen sharply over the past few decades, childhood cancer is one of the leading causes of death among children under 19. Whereas childhood cancer crosses all racial, ethnic, and social boundaries. And whereas the Borough of Spotswood recognizes the devastating effects of childhood cancer on the residents of the state of New Jersey and the Borough of Spotswood. Whereas this month, Spotswood, we pay tribute to the healthcare professionals, researchers, private philanthropists, and parent advocacy groups who collaborate to provide hope and help to patients and families affected by pediatric cancer, while making vital contributions to the ongoing search for a cure for childhood cancers. Now therefore be it resolved that Ed Seeley, Mayor of the Borough of Spotswood, together with our governing body, do proclaim and recognize the month of September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in Spotswood, and encourage all residents to show their support of this cause by increasing awareness, speaking up about childhood cancer, wearing the gold ribbon, and reaffirming our commitment to fighting childhood cancer. Cancer is a cruel disease, but when you hear about it with children, that is especially terrible. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. Last but not least is a proclamation. Whereas ovarian cancer is one of the most deadly of women's cancers, with approximately 22,000 women diagnosed with this disease each year in the United States. Approximately 14,000 of those will die. Globally, it's estimated that there are over 238,000 new cases reported annually, resulting in nearly 152,000 deaths. And whereas ovarian cancer ranks 5th in cancer deaths among women, accounting for more deaths than any other cancer of the female reproductive system. A woman's risk of getting ovarian cancer during her lifetime is about 1 in 75, and her lifetime chance of dying from ovarian cancer is about 1 in 100. And whereas ovarian cancer is more treatable when detected early, but only 25% of ovarian cancer cases in the United States are diagnosed in the early stages. This is often because symptoms are easily confused with other diseases and because there is no adequate screening test of ovarian cancer at this time. The 5-year survival rate for the 75% of the women diagnosed with advanced disease is only 27%. However, the 5-year survival rate for stage 1 disease patients is nearly 92%, and for stage 2 disease patients, it is 72%. Currently, 50% of women diagnosed with ovarian cancer die from it within 5 years. Among African American women, only 48% survive 5 years or more. And whereas early detection of this disease remains the best way to save women's lives and is not normally diagnosed with routine pelvic and pap exams. Symptoms may include abdominal pressure or bloating, persistent digestive problems, excessive fatigue, frequent urination, and sometimes abdominal bleeding. Women also should be aware that risk factors are higher for those who are over 50 years of age, who have a personal or family history of ovarian, breast, or colon cancer, and who have borne a child. And whereas it is appropriate to commend the scientists, physicians, and other medical and health professionals who are working to advance knowledge and understanding of ovarian and other gynecological cancers, it is also appropriate to encourage all Borough of Spotswood residents to learn more about the disease and the importance of early detection, as this can save lives and protect the health and well-being of countless women. And whereas prominent buildings across North America and the world will turn their lights teal or display teal ribbons to raise awareness for ovarian cancer. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Ed Seeley, Mayor of the Borough of Spotswood, together with our governing body, do hereby proclaim September as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month and urge all citizens to turn the towns teal in the Borough of Spotswood. Signed, August 13, 2018, Ed Seeley, Mayor. And I got to tell you, I've lost friends from ovarian cancer, and it's because the symptoms are so vague that they do dismiss them because they're not really urgent until it's too late. So women, please know your body and go for annual exams and talk to your physician. Okay, we have a report on the agenda from Jose. Jose, go ahead.
A week ago, I met with a representative from JCP&L. We had a discussion about wires being down, creating havoc in town. He was talking to his engineers to see exactly what was going on in town. And we had a meeting about last week, Tuesday, and I had told him I had concern of different poles that were snapped. They're shading away. So I took him a ride to 2 poles that we had concerns about, and he confirmed that they should have been replaced. I also told him that we have a lot of wires that are down that are real low for trucks. I said, not per se your company, but also Verizon and cable. He reached out to a representative for Verizon. They keep changing representatives for us. The representative contacted me, and he did say that their engineers are going around town to check on wires that are low. So I should have something from them, hopefully within 2 weeks. I also was told that any wires that I feel that they're low, that I should make a list and just give it to them. And that was it.
Thank you, Jose. I think we had 4 power outages within 2 weeks, correct?
5.
From 5? With
4 truck and 1 tree.
So 5. So it was very disruptive, and thank you, Jose, for talking to the representative and addressing that issue. I'm going to tell you, I went around Willard Clark Circle the other day, and Gary and I saw a wire just hanging, probably 15 feet down, maybe 12 feet from the ground, just hanging from a pole on Willard Clark Circle. So give him a heads up. I don't know, Gary, did you see if it's still down, that one wire?
Was that cable? I think it is cable. Yeah.
Yeah. It must have came off the house or something, I don't know, but it was just hanging. So thank you.
One of the issues that we have with cable, because what happens, a lot of these wires come down, and they just snip them and leave them hanging.
Okay, thank you very much. Old business reports, liaison reports? Go ahead, John.
All right, let me get it. Library meeting on Main Street, the library on Main Street, Spotswood Library, is August the 16th, 7 o'clock. The Board of Education meeting is at August the 21st, and at 7 o'clock at the high school library. And I want to say this here. Graham Peabody was nominated or became the superintendent of schools in Spotswood. Graham Peabody. Good man. And that's what I have to say, Madam Clerk. That's it.
Thank you, thank you. Kurt?
Well, I don't know if you noticed, it's getting darker in the morning, the sun's setting earlier at night, and we are racing towards fall, which means pancake breakfast. So, looks like we're going to do it Sunday, October 28th. Ed is working on reserving that. Secured. We're set.
Okay.
So, we'll be reaching out soon to get people, see if we can get some donations for foodstuffs, and we'll be working on getting the placemat advertising. And everybody put that date aside, October 28th.
And get hungry, right?
Get hungry, another great breakfast coming up.
Yeah, terrific.
That's going to be nice. Can't wait.
We've raised over $10,000 so far over the years
I
for the food pantry, the cup food pantry, so.
And donations of food, too.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
They're very happy when we do that for them. It happens at a good time of the year. They get it just before Thanksgiving.
That's right. Jose, anything? I just wanted to talk about the senior center. Actually, Donna has put in her grant applications for additional funding for programs. And I'm actually doing a skin cancer screening down there this week, Wednesday. So if you want to, if you're a member of the senior center and you have some lesions on your skin, like as you get older, we all develop, and you're not sure what they are, please come down and we'll do skin cancer screening on you. There are appointments, so you just have to call and make an appointment with the senior center. The other thing is the applications have been entered for the November election. We have 6 able-bodied people that have put in their packets. I was not one of them. I've decided not to run for my 4th term. But I have had a good run, and it's time to turn over the gavel. I've had 22 years in public service in town, between 3 terms on the Board of Education and 3 terms here. I've served with some great people, and I want to thank them publicly for all of their support and all of their help, and because you can never do anything as one person, never. It always takes a team, and it always takes the family to support you. I asked Gary to be here tonight because he's really been the one out at midnight with me putting campaign signs out that we had mislabeled, and we had to add labels to them because they were illegal. So we were out doing 150 signs one night, and I thought at 1 o'clock in the morning, how could we be doing this? But when you have that passion, it doesn't matter. You just run for office, you do your best, and if you get elected, it's great, and if you don't, you run the next time. And so I've been lucky. I've run 8 times for public office. I've won 6, and it's been a good run. So I know we have 6 people running. Charlie Spicuzzo's in the audience, Dawn Crandall, Miriam Israel, our own Kurt Stolen, and Ted Ritchie. Is that it? Okay, so that's everybody. And Larry Kramer. So they are good people, and I wish them all luck. And I have 2 grandchildren to spoil and more to come, I hope. And so I will be keeping an eye on things, and I will be calling when I need to. So you all know that. So thank you. And please come out and vote in November, because it doesn't matter who runs if you don't come out and exercise your right to vote. And that is so important for our democracy, so that we can have good leadership at all levels, local, state, and federal. And so it's an important election. Every election is important, especially to those of us who live in town, because it determines whether you get 2.5 million for your project or not. Good leadership matters. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Open to the public?
About the mayor.
Oh, Mayor, sorry. Oh, Ed, I just sang your praises.
That's okay.
Okay, Mayor.
One thing I will say, and I'm sure that the entire council echoes my same appreciation, National Night Out was a nice success
Oh,
again this
yeah,
year.
yeah.
Combined between Helmetta and Spotswood, it was a good turnout, a lot of good people out. Weather was a little warm, a little humid, a little more humid than last year, but it was a good night. Everybody seemed to have fun, and I guess the fireworks went off without a hitch. Pretty close, as a matter of fact, with it raining.
Well, with the lightning, there was lightning
Well, that's
too.
extra light show with fireworks. That's all. We also have a traffic pattern change coming up on Kane Avenue, as we discussed in previous council meetings, which making Kane Avenue one-way. That will be effective on the first day of school this year. We will be publishing it on our website immediately to get it out there for the people who read it. Probably be a nixle out about it as well, because I'm sure that first couple days are going to be congested and crazy, as they usually are. And let's see, what else do I got? One other note on a personal level. Everybody that sits up here in this diocese, everybody who runs, we take it with heart, and we take it on the shoulder, all of us. And we're big men, big women. We can understand, when people want to get on us, it comes with the job. And I really have no problem with that. I don't think anybody here does. But just recently, and my daughter's going to kill me for this, but that's all right, I can live with her. Someone approached my daughter in a local business and started to give her grief about how dare she show her face in this community because I raised your taxes. Well, first off, I'm sorry for the person I raised your taxes. That's just the way it goes. You want things that cost money. Second off, I would really extend, I'm a big guy, I got office hours, everybody on this council and diocese is reachable. Approach us. Leave our families alone. It's just not professional. And that's all I got to say.
That's a good thing to say. And truly, it's us up here. It's not our sons or our daughters or our husbands or our wives. So you're right, Ed. We are all approachable. And shame on anybody that doesn't come to us first. That's all I got to say. And this is a forum for you to come. If you don't like the taxes being raised, come to the budget sessions, come and give us your input.
It's how sad. You hear about things like that on a national level, but here,
Oh, we're no stranger to it.
no.
It just surprises me that the maturity level of some is just not really there yet.
Yeah, it is.
Can I just mention one thing? You mentioned Nixle. And past couple of weeks, we had Manalapan Road closed in Helmetta, or in front of Immaculate Conception. They were redoing wires. Nixle is free. Nixle is there. And we don't get Nixles in the morning knowing that the road's going to be closed. It would be so nice to know when you have to go that way, commute on any of the roads. If something's going to be closed, let us know in the morning, because we didn't know when it was going to be reopened, when it's going to be closed. You don't want to go that way if it's going to be closed. Let's use Nixle as much as we can, and let's share it with Helmetta. The two communities have the same police department. We should be using Nixle.
Same traffic problem.
Same traffic patterns. Let's try to get Nixle.
I think we could speak to the chief about that.
Yeah, good
we do
idea.
try to put it out as quickly as possible. With a small police department, many of our admin officers are out there themselves directing traffic. So they're the ones that put out those nixles, and they're the ones physically out there half the time. So it's difficult sometimes.
I think what the councilman's stating, though, is most times the road project, unless it's an emergency like a tree falling, that's
Oh,
something you
sure.
can't control.
Sure.
The paving,
Sure.
That was a
rerouting traffic,
repeated-
you have a day's notice. So
Yeah.
to put it out a day ahead of time,
Right.
I think would be in the best interest of the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that one on Manalapan Road was on a Sunday, and there was the mass traffic, going in and out of
That
Immaculate.
was put out there on Nixle. That was
Yeah,
put out there.
yeah, I saw it.
Again, they didn't know how long that was gonna be down, because what happened was, when they put a new pole down, the guy that drilled right into the fibers.
Fiber optics?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fiber optics
Yeah.
up there. So what happened then is they had to get a whole new crew, and they had to go from one volt from Snow Hill all the way to South Street. So they had to run all new wires.
Wow.
So they didn't know how long it was going to be closed.
But in the morning, if you could say, still closed, or now it's open.
Again, they put out Nixle that says roads are closed,
Yeah.
and then they'll put Nixle saying roads are open. So, again, how many times are you going to put it on there? And then you got people that don't want to join Nixle.
It's free.
So, again,
It would help.
It does help. Nixle really does help.
Monday and Main Street was shut down.
yeah.
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 That was kind of a surprise for me both ways, because I go to work one of them 2 ways, so,
Well, that was one was what, the car accident?
yeah, drove into the woods.
And I mean, it would help, in work, I am involved also with moving equipment, and I mean, I had someone with a lowboy coming through. They sent a lowboy with an overweight rig into the housing streets because the road was closed. I mean, if we knew in advance, we could avoid the whole area.
Yeah.
So those things would help.
Lucky it didn't hit another wire in the,
Yeah.
in the streets.
Yeah, lucky. Okay, that's all,
Okay.
thank you.
All right.
Can
And,
we mention that they are going to start milling Manalapan Road? And they were supposed to start Monday, but of course it rained. That's today. But that is happening very shortly.
Now, they did not finish that drainage pipe in front of that house. They've only done half of it. And I thought they were going to wait until that was done. So they're going to mill this.
I think they're only going up to River.
Are they going to
Is that
leave
where it
that one
was?
section?
I think so.
Because I know the signs are right in that area. It looks like there's some marks on the road they would start, because they avoided that the last time. They stopped right before it.
I can follow up tomorrow.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it'd be
Dawn.
interesting to know if they're really going to finish that.
thank you. Okay. Motion to open?
Motion to open to the public.
Second, all right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Please feel free to come up and comment on any.
Yeah. Richard Skelly, Manalapan Road. You're talking about they're going to be repaving Manalapan Road? I think that's a good idea, because I'm in a 100-year-old house now, renting, and every time large trucks go by, the whole house shakes, because they never did it properly in the first place. The manhole covers are exposed, the tire goes over the manhole cover, and the whole house and the building next door shake, So, it can't be good long-term. I know Brian, my landlord, was out there making sure the county people filled up to the level with the manhole cover, because they had this problem in Helmetta for the longest time, where you would be driving through Helmetta, and you have to avoid those manhole covers that were sticking up 1.5 inches off the pavement. So that was item number one. Item number two, I was just curious, this 2.5 million grant, is that going to be enough to, really
Do the whole lake?
do the whole lake? No, but it's a,
You can't, it's a start.
right,
And the way we're looking at it, it's also, to do this lake is a 4 to 5 year project to begin with.
sure.
It's time consuming.
Right.
But the way we're looking at it as legislators here is we're going to work with what we have.
Right.
When we get down to a certain level, we're going to knock on their door again and say, can we go back to the state again for a little more help?
Right,
And I'm sure that since we have people that are working with us now,
yeah.
they want the project finished as well.
Yeah, dredging is expensive,
Nobody
yeah.
wants to put their name on something that's not done.
Right, so the plan is to sort of start with the beach area where
Start with the beach area,
you were
work our way
working.
out to the middle.
Right, okay. And what, Nixle is a cell phone app that we can get, I guess?
Can you explain that a little better, Jose? Nixon?
Nixle is an app that
Spots with,
by all your towns are using it.
Right.
For notification of residents for emergencies.
right,
You just go on the website and just register. You just put your phone number in there and who is your provider, and you start getting the Nixles from us.
It's either text message or email.
And we
Yeah, I
spell
get a
it
text,
N-I-X?
right.
How do we spell it?
NIX.
Ellie.
There's a link on our borough website that you could
Yeah.
click on that takes you right to the sign up.
Oh, okay. All right, good, thanks. That's it.
Thank you, Richard. Anyone else?
That is good. That is good. Tells you all over the place that you're driving.
Cheryl Bass, 289 Main Street. I, first of all, want to add a little something about DeVoe Lake. Many years ago, it was called Lake Marguerite when Bernard McFadden used Spotswood for his publishing empire. The post office was sending out all of his, he made a fortune, this guy. And in Monroe, on the west side of the lake, is McFadden Drive, but they spell it MC. It was M-A-C, but you know, that's New Jersey, McFadden. And he called this area a cultural, physical city, and he used the lake for exercise and women wearing flimsy bathing suits, so it was a very big attraction that President Taft, that's how long ago, before we were incorporated in 1908, President Taft had to bail him out. So the lake has been a famous lake from way, way back. And and he started a radio show, which eventually became Rambling with Gambling, because Gambling was the producer, and he had to fill in when Bernard McFadden didn't show up. And that went on for 3 generations. And in 2013, WOR was throwing John Gambling off the air. And 2013 was when Chris Christie was being reelected. So I suggested to the then governor, I said, go to the lake here in Spotswood with John Gambling, and this is where it all began, and he's finishing up his career, he's going off the air, and you'll get votes. The governor didn't take my suggestion. So if he had seen the lake, he might have said, hey, let's put some money in here at that point of time. But thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, John. I know John worked very hard on this. I know the council all through the years, because I remember Kurt Stolen was the president of the council. So for years, the lake has always come up time after time. So after many, many years, hard effort has finally paid off. So I just wanted to say that about the lake. I want to thank the mayor very, very much. We all got with our increase in taxes, we got a little letter. And I want to thank the mayor for bringing the town up to date and making it a nice personal letter to tell us what's going on in the town. It's very much appreciated because there are so many different factors that concern the average citizen, and I appreciate that. And in going over the statistical part of the pie chart, the numbers, the statistical part, I see that the school taxes are out of line. They are astronomical. We're a little town, and this is the main thing, the school tax. I would like to know what is the process with raising school taxes, because when they have to do a bond offering, the school board does not have a microphone or a video. So, and I know that the taxes, have to be voted on. So I'm asking, does the school board say to the mayor, say to the town council, this is the money we need, and raise the taxes and take care of all of this? And because I know for a bond issue, they come here, they do a presentation, and then they say, oh, we need the money, it's for the cute, sweet, adorable, wonderful little kitties, and we need this for the for the school.
Cheryl, if you're addressing the school board, you need to go to the school board to address it.
I will do that. But while I have the microphone and the video going, the other week, Apple, a computer stock, telephone stock, modern technology, that stock hit in capitalization, price of stock times number of shares outstanding, $1 trillion. This is a milestone.
Right,
Milestone.
I saw that too, Cheryl.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go quickly.
Okay.
I know you're pushing me off. Okay. The week.
Oh, never, Cheryl, never. When it's appropriate.
Okay. The week before, Steve Jobs' widow, Laureen Powell Jobs, had interviewed Hillary, and she had a whole interview with her. But the following week, stock hits $1 trillion. You don't hear a peep out of Laureen Powell Jobs to say, this is capitalism. This is the way a free market economy works. This is how you make money. Steve Jobs, what's wrong with education cannot be fixed with technology. This was in Wired magazine, January 17th, 2012. It's a political problem. This is in the magazine article. Socio-political. The problem with the schools are unions. The National Educational Association, the NEA. The problems are unions in the schools. The problem is bureaucracy. The students who don't want to learn, they just don't want to learn. The other kids, they're adapting to the technology, they're learning, they're doing all of that. Technology has put education forward. The schools have to cut down on the number of people who are collecting money for the schools, the superintendents, assistants, vice presidents, principals.
Cheryl, we have no say over their budget, okay? If you have.
Then the taxes keep going up.
If you feel that strongly, I'm going to tell you, just please go to a school board meeting and voice your concerns.
I have gone to school board meetings, and they look at me as though I'm a stupid old woman. That's the reception that I get at school board meetings. But I will continue to go to them. I will continue to voice my concern. But as you are saying, they present to you what their budget is. You have to tell them, cut your budget.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you for expressing that tonight.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Cheryl.
Anyone else?
Equal time, Charlie?
Anybody else? Get up there. One.
Make a motion to close the public portion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, 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 aye.
We have a closed session.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231 PL 1975 permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, now therefore be it resolved by the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, the public shall be excluded from discussion of any action upon the hereinafter specified subject matters. The general nature of the subject matters to be discussed is land acquisition / donation and potential litigation. It is anticipated at this time that the above stated subject matter shall be made public when confidentiality is no longer required. This resolution shall take effect immediately.
Make a motion to pass the resolution?
Second.
Councilman Stolen?
Yes.
Councilman Malillo?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Council President Rhodes?
Yes.
Any action being taken?
No.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. I appreciate your participation in our meeting, and You cannot stay.
But you can grab cookies and water on your way out.
Yes, you can.
Next meeting Wednesday, September 5th.
September 5th, next meeting. September the 5th, 7:30.
Make a motion to close the closed, reopen the open?
You can open it down, close it up.
All in favor?
Aye.
No other business?
More cookies.
Make a motion to adjourn?
No people?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're done.
Thank you.